Hello everybody, happy Friday to you. Had a very nice phone call from an old, I hate to say student, he's a friend, he's a brother, Terry Dow. He's on the catching kickboxing series. I haven't talked to Terry in a few years, and it was awesome. We emailed yesterday, I believe it was, and then I texted him and called him, and we had a very nice phone call. He's doing a seminar, I believe, this weekend in Boston. He's from New Hampshire, and a student of legendary Bill Wallace, Superfoot Wallace. And Terry, as I mentioned on the phone to him, Terry and my Bruce Lee are, probably the two greatest coaches. They really have a way to relate to people and students, and they're like two of the best that I've ever met. Well, they are the two best that I've ever met in that regard for this. They just have a way, and it supersedes their knowledge. It's just the way that they can relate to people, and they bring a total different personality to the game. But Terry has a school in New Hampshire, and I've been out there and did seminars and whatnot, and through him I got to meet Bill Wallace, who's just an awesome guy and as good of a fighter as he was and is. He's even a better human being as well. And it's great to hook up with these old friends and renew the friendships or whatever and move forward. And Terry was saying that currently he doesn't have any fighters. He had some. And for many of you who are thinking about getting into the fight game or again coaching, it's a business, and it's so difficult sometimes to to get people to stick and train, because there's outside things. Life gets in the way. People get married. People have a job. People get injured. And we talked about a lot of this. And it's really easy to say, oh well, why don't I have dozens of fighters and stuff? It doesn't work that way. We're not allowed to kidnap people off the street and turn them into fighting machines. Either you want to do it or not. And then even if you want to do it, there's a lot of things along the way that can prevent you from reaching success. Sometimes it's not even talent. You can be as talented as you want to be, and it's not enough. I want to share a few things, and then Terry and I were talking about something about me, and I'm going to straighten the air. And I'm going to be clearing the air about a lot of things in the coming weeks. I've kept my mouth shut for many years, all these years, when people have made lies about me and trashed me. And I got news for these people, man. It's not going to be good what's coming down the line for them, because I'm going to clear the air and make these guys go back like the cockroaches that they are underneath the rocks or wherever they crawl out from under. And we'll get to that down the line, but like I said, man, most of these people have been exposed already, but there's still people who just want to believe the bullshit, and that's all coming to a screeching halt. And I know I've gotten emails from a lot of people through the years and phone calls saying, Tony, just tell these people off. I wasn't raised like that. I raised, you confront somebody, and these people won't confront you. They're cowering somewhere, lurking. But we'll get to that another time, but I am going to address something. But, Terry, for many of you that really have a desire to train and to get good, I want to tell you something. There was a guy that used to be in my dad's band, and they all moved from Pennsylvania to Cleveland when they were young. And this guy, his name was Steve Popovich, a phenomenal guy. And Steve ended up becoming quite successful in the record business. At one point, this is back in the 70s, he was a big-time executive. He had Blood, Sweat, and Tears and Barbra Streisand and folks like that under contract. And I remember now talking to him. I'm probably 20, 21. I'm hot on the drums. And my mom and I were talking to him one night, this is in Cleveland, about things, about getting breaks in the music business and whatever. And Tom said something to me, Steve Popovich said something to me. I filmed a video today for Tom Antion. Steve Popovich said something to me that was very profound, and it stuck with me 30 years later. And that is, it isn't how good you are, it's about the song, okay? And for many of you, I really want that to sink in, because there have been plenty of artists who really aren't the most talented in the world, but they did have that one great song. Whether they wrote it or not, they recorded it and became very successful. A lot of it has to do with luck, timing, whatever you have, whatever you want to call it. Some people don't believe in luck, but whatever. Circumstances. And it's the same in the fight game. Do you have the personality? Do you have the breaks? Can you get discovered? Can all the pieces of the puzzle fall in together just right? Synchronicity. Okay? If that doesn't happen, you may never reach the top. Okay? Even if you have all the skill and talent in the world, you may not play the game. You may not rub the right people the right way. You can rub them the wrong way and, in essence, sabotage your own career. Now, this probably happens more often than you would think. Or you can become frustrated and kind of self-destruct yourself. But the bottom line is, it isn't always about talent. In certain things, yes. But many times not. So, in the fight game, and I'm not going to elaborate deeply, but if you follow boxing, because it has a longer history, you know, there have been many fighters who always claimed, I never got a shot. I never got a shot. I never got a shot. And some of those gripes are legitimate, or they got their shot when it was too late, when they were already past their prime. So there's a lot of things that, you know, come into play. And I can tell you, Terry is a damn great teacher, and he's got a great school. It's a big school. And, you know, as a matter of fact, I'm wearing a shirt, Terry Dow's Martial Art Academy. So it's Manchester area, so if you're out that way, check out into it. He's awesome. But sometimes, you know, people like to say they want to make their own luck. And, you know, many times you can, but sometimes it's just out of your hands. So for any of you who are looking to be, get into the fight game, just know things like that, sometimes it's not how good you are, it's the song. Remember that. Now, on another note, I guess this happened several years ago, quite a few years ago probably, and somebody took something, I guess, secretly recorded a phone call of mine. How's that? It's kind of twisted, but in it, I was bashing, like stick and knife fighters. And I'm here to set this record straight. When you're a victim of violent crime, like I have been and others that I cared about have been, and weaponry, let's say, is involved, one of the things is the frustration of knowing there's multiple attackers, or they got weapons, or this or that. If only they didn't have the weapons, or if only it was one-on-one, or whatever the case may be. You know, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And you do carry grudges. And I'm here to say that there's absolutely nothing wrong with learning stick and knife work, or defense, whatever you want to call it. I only have a problem with people who want to use those techniques in lieu of learning how to do empty hand techniques and tactics, and want to attack and hurt people that are unarmed. Because let's face it, there are many times in a fight, if you can improvise a weapon or pick up a weapon to defend yourself, that's fine. Okay? But keep everything in perspective, all right? To me, I want you people to be the weapon. I don't want the weapons to be here or in your back pocket. You should be the weapon first and foremost. That should always be your priority. Now, if you need to pick up something, or if you have something on you that you feel that you need to use because all hope is lost, then you got to do what you got to do. Okay? The police are taking a lot of heat now because they're pulling out their weapons when they feel they're in danger. But again, for them, it's supposed to be a last resort. And that's my point. Weaponry and weapon training is phenomenal, especially learning the defensive. My thing is learn empty hands as best you can against weapons, okay? Learn to improvise your weapons, but I'm not advocating for you to use a weapon against an unarmed person. that could be construed as attack with a deadly weapon, okay? So that's my stance on this. So if any of these people that may have gotten offended, I apologize, but that has been my take, and that's always going to be my take, because I've been a victim like that in a way. I know I say I don't want to call myself a victim, but for the parlance, and I've known people who've lost their lives, okay, at the hands of a weapon. So we can tend to become sensitive over that, and so that's what I'm saying about that. So anyway, it's over the 10-minute mark over here, so I'm going to wrap this up. More to come. I'll talk to you guys later.